Like many days at this time of year, this day starts with rain. That kind of gentle, steady rain that makes staying in bed a little bit more tempting. But mornings, no matter how grey, always have their own rhythm, and I like to lean into that. I begin with a coffee, of course. The smell alone wakes up the house, and there's something comforting about those first few sips. While it brews, I'll straighten up a bit. The dishwasher needs emptying, and I pick up things here and there. I'm not after perfection, just a bit of calm in the chaos. Our small home doesn't need to be spotless, just lived in and loved. Once the kitchen feels a little bit more in order, it's time to feed Dilly. He's always full of enthusiasm in the mornings, especially for his breakfast, but he knows the drill. He sits, he gives me his paw, and of course, a little kiss before his breakfast. This is our little routine, and it's hard not to smile at his excitement. After feeding Dilly, I make myself a quick breakfast. Today it's simple. Some yogurt with chopped banana and a spoonful of our homemade dried strawberry powder, and a drizzle of maple syrup for sweetness. I like keeping breakfast light but nourishing, and I don't always have breakfast, but on this day I did. There's something special about using ingredients that we've preserved ourselves. It adds that extra touch of homemade goodness to each meal. Once I've eaten, it's getting dressed time for me, and it's also time to make the bed. I like to start the day with these little acts of order, even if the rest of the house is still a bit messy. It's not about perfection, but it's about creating a sense of peace in the spaces that we live in. This time of year it seems like it's all about preservation in the kitchen. We're still doing some foraging, but most of our garden is finished for the year for the minute. So today we're all about doing some fermenting and some bottling. Today I'm working on some ginger beer and some lemonade ferments. I love preserving food. It feels like capturing a little bit of the season and tucking it away for later. These jars and bottles of fermented goodness will soon be ready to enjoy, and there's a simple pleasure in knowing that we've made them ourselves. After spending some time working on the laptop, it's the work from home day, as every day is for me, I decided it's time to head outside with Dilly. The rain has cleared up, leaving that crisp autumn air that I love. We take a slow walk through the fields, we do a little bit of foraging as we go, and there's something about these walks that clears the mind and refreshes the soul. By lunchtime, the sun has peeked through the clouds, warming the house just a little bit. I make myself a simple soup paired with a buttered English muffin. I usually like to bake most of our bread products by hand, but today's muffins were picked up for just pennies, and while I love making things from scratch, I'm never one to pass up a good bargain. After lunch, it's time to work on a little bit more of our preserving. It's time to put the labels on our apple butter and apple and strawberry butter jars that we made, and our elderberry syrup. Then we're going to chuck them away in the cupboard, ready to be used whenever is needed for that little hint of summer that we love so much. The house feels a little bit quieter now, and I settle back into work for this afternoon. I like this slower pace. It's a gentle rhythm of productivity mixed with the flow of home life. Later, G comes home and the house feels full again. I love this time of day, the transition from work to rest, from quiet to company. Even if we're not doing much, just being together, it feels like the perfect way to end the day. And as the evening winds down, I get ready for bed. This house is still far from spotless, but it's ours. It's lived in and it's filled with the little pieces of our life together. And that's what homemaking is all about, isn't it? Creating a space that reflects who we are, with all of its beautiful imperfections.